Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Listen. I'm going to talk today about the cerulean sweater monologue. This is a scene from The Devil Wears Prada. So close your eyes, open your ears. Here we go. Andy walks into the Runway office, the magazine. Runway. She walks into the office wearing what she thinks is just a simple sweater. It's blue, a normal blue, harmless blue. And she makes the mistake of laughing at the idea that two belts look the same to her. Miranda looks up and the room freezes. And then Miranda speaks. And this is where Miranda, played by Meryl Streep, gives a monologue about power and influence and the hidden machinery, if you like, behind everyday choices. So we'll walk through this together. I'll explain all the phrasal verbs, the idioms and the sayings. So Andy smirks. This means she smiles in a sarcastic or a mocking way because she thinks fashion is superficial. She believes it doesn't affect her life. She thinks she's above it. Above it means superior to it. She thinks she's above fashion. And at this point, at this exact moment, Miranda turns to her and says, "Oh, you think this has nothing to do with you?" To say something has nothing to do with you means it's irrelevant, it's not connected, it's not your responsibility. That has nothing to do with me. But Miranda's point is the opposite. She's saying that Andy's life is connected to fashion deeply, even if she can't see it. Miranda continues with an icy, controlled tone that makes everyone in the office straighten up. Straighten up means to stand or to sit taller in your seat because of fear or respect, to straighten up. And she launches into the monologue that breaks apart Andy's assumptions. Miranda explains that Andy's sweater is cerulean, a shade of blue that became iconic after designers featured it in collections years earlier. I think this is cerulean, I'm not sure. So, cerulean is a deep sky blue color, a very specific, elegant shade. Iconic, well, that means extremely famous, widely recognized. And when we talk about a collection in fashion, this is a designer's usually seasonal group of clothing for a fashion show. So Miranda tells Andy that the color didn't magically appear on the racks at the discount store, where she assumes that Andy bought the sweater. It was chosen carefully by the people in this room. She's talking about trendsetters. Trendsetters are people who create or influence trends. They shape decisions that eventually filter down into mainstream culture. Trendsetters. To filter down is a phrasal verb. It means to move slowly from the top level of power or money to lower levels, step by step, to filter down. She's saying that fashion starts at the top, elite designers, luxury houses, magazines like Runway, and then it filters down through brands and factories. And eventually it ends up in the clothes that ordinary people buy. When Miranda says, and I quote, "You're also blithely unaware of the fact that that sweater represents millions of dollars and countless jobs." There are several key words here. When she says blithely, you were also blithely unaware. Blithely, this means in a casual, a careless way, without thinking. Unaware, blithely unaware. Unaware is not conscious of something. When she says represents, she means it stands for, it symbolizes. That sweater represents millions of dollars and countless jobs, too many to count, countless. She's explaining that fashion is not just clothing, it's an industry, a supply chain, a global economy. Miranda is showing Andy that even if she thinks she can ignore fashion, she's still participating in it because she buys clothes, she chooses colors, she responds to trends, and she's following the market without actually realizing it. An idiom here could be whether you like it or not. This means something is true, even if you don't want it to be. Fashion is happening to you whether you like it or not. That's what Miranda is saying. So Miranda's monologue, speech, is not really about Andy's sweater. By the way, we sometimes say pullover instead of sweater. It's about underestimating a system that you don't understand. Miranda is saying you think you're independent, you think you're making your own choices, but actually your choices are influenced by decisions made years ago by people you've never met. An idiom here would be there's more than meets the eye here. There's more to this than meets the eye. This means a situation is more complex or important than it looks at first glance. There's more to it than meets the eye. And a phrasal verb would be to wake up to something, to finally understand something important. This is the moment Andy wakes up to the reality of the Runway universe, if you like. So when you wake up to something, you finally understand something important. So Miranda's speech is teaching a key mindset. Every industry has invisible leaders. Every market has influences you don't always see. Every decision has a long history behind it. And there's a saying, knowledge is power. When you understand the system, you can work within it or challenge it much more effectively. Knowledge is power. I'll give you some of the key words we covered. Cerulean, a deep sky blue shade. To smirk. At first, Andy smirks when she's talking about the belts or looking at the belts. A smirk is like a mocking smile, sarcastic. To straighten up is to sit or stand tall due to fear or respect. To filter down, this means to move from higher to lower levels over time. Blithely, this means casually or carelessly. Blithely. When you are unaware of something, you are not conscious. of something. You are unaware. Another word for represents would be symbolizes. This represents, this symbolizes. Countless, it's just too many to count. Countless. I've told you this countless times, etc. When we say there's more to this than meets the eye, this means this is more complex than it looks. And to wake up to something is to realize something important. You finally wake up to something. So I suppose what Miranda is saying is the next time you put on a t-shirt, a jacket, or a pair of shoes, you need to remember that nothing is random. Nothing has nothing to do with you. Everything comes from a chain of decisions or influences and innovations. I suppose language works the same way. Every word you learn today filtered down from centuries of culture, history, and transformation. This is Listen. Close your eyes, open your ears, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to share, subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye for now.